So this is the biggest match this weekend. Let me just start by introducing this channel, Top 4. Welcome. And guys down there, just subscribe because we're going to give you fresh content for Top 4 Conversations 2021-2022 Premier League. My name is Elijah Charles King. Let me cross over and introduce you to one of the faces you're going to see this season again. Yeah, what's up, Shilanja?
Wow. Thank you, Simba. What about you?
Amazing, man. All right, let's talk about this biggest game for this weekend. Arsenal versus Chelsea. I mean, when Arsenal come into this game, we do know we're in the back of new signings into the club. Martin Odegaard. Shilanja, can you talk to me about what you think Martin Odegaard is bringing into the team?
Odegaard, I think, is one of those fantasy signings Arsenal usually.
Why you want to call him fantasy signings?
Because we've had so many of these signings. So
what
much
fantasy signings? Oh, other than Odegaard, which fantasy signing are you talking about this season?
We've had several. We had the likes of Chamak, fantasy.
Hey, you gotta go back to that, isn't it?
I'll take you.
Yeah.
Sanogo. You remember those guys?
Martin Odegaard, don't you think that is a performer? I mean, he came in last season.
He flopped at Real. He was a dream player for Real, but he flopped badly. That's why they've released him without
when you're talking about Real Madrid, is it possible for you to grow in Real Madrid? I mean, it's very hard to rise through the ranks. What do you think?
It's very possible because he came in at a younger age. And during that time...
Is that not what makes it very hard for you to rise in Real Madrid when you're especially at a younger age? I mean, I'm saying who you're going to knock off through Real Madrid?
Listen, man. During that time, we've had so many talents making the transition, the likes of Marcos Asensio.
Yes.
You know them?
Yes.
The likes of Valverde. So many young talents have made that transition.
Yes.
But Odegaard failed.
Well, when you look at him from the half a season that he spent at Arsenal, wouldn't you say that indeed this is a player then that they needed? And when you rate him, is it not creative? Is it not what Arsenal need right now?
No, for a playmaker, his stats were too low. Only one goal. He's a number 10. How many assists? Just one goal?
No, but how long did he play at Arsenal?
No, half a season.
That's a half a season.
Yeah.
That's a half a season. You can't rate him with a half a season.
No, that is about 15 games. He should have shown something.
But he did score a couple of goals, and he did actually.
Only one.
When you look at his pass accuracy, more than 90% for the half of the season that he spent at Arsenal, don't you think that that's something that we look forward to this season?
Something, but I don't think he'll be that big player for you.
All right, let's cross over to how Arsenal come into the game again. We do have a new goalkeeper, Ramsdale. 30 plus milli. Too expensive?
No.
Why? For backup goalkeeper?
No. Given what he has done for Sheffield,
yes.
Given that he's a young goalkeeper, future maybe for Arsenal.
Two of the teams that he's played for successfully have gone into relegation. Is that something we should be worried about?
I don't think. If you look at the individual performance, usually it's done well, but he also needed the teams to up their game maybe to survive the chop.
Here's the thing, I do not care how much Arsenal was supposed to get him for. What I did know is that Arsenal needed a backup goalkeeper to challenge Leno, and I'm very sad that we did lose Martinez. So as long as he's coming in to back up, I think that's the only thing that I'm looking at. And this season again, if you look at why Ramsdale is coming in, I don't think he's coming in to be the backup goalkeeper. He knows very well that his performance levels are way... He can match Leno, can't he?
You see, Arsenal could not keep Martinez. Why?
Yes.
Because he was a top goalkeeper. Could not accept to be number 2. Top. So it's possible to take this kid who has been relegated 2 times to come and build his game back with Arsenal.
Fantastic. All right. First game of the season, we did miss 2 key players. A lot of players, actually. Let me not say 2 key players. We did miss Lacazette. Let's talk about Lacazette. Do you think him coming back this season will give Arsenal what they need?
No, it's not the same Lacazette that arrived at Arsenal.
Big game player. I mean, we might miss him against Chelsea. Don't you think that this is when we need him to come in now?
He was a big player, but...
He's still a big game player. That's what I'm saying.
If you ask me now, is this fading? For sure.
Why would you say he's fading? I mean, when you look at Arsenal,
look at his body language.
It's not about his body language. He's still a big game player. He's going to score Chelsea. He's going to score Man U. He's going to score Liverpool. You need him for that.
I know you need him, but I don't think it's the same Lacazette. It's really gone down.
Is that why Arsenal are not giving him a contract extension, you would say?
Of course. There have been so many talks of him going out.
All right, let's talk about Aubameyang. We did know that the two of them missed also the first game of the season. He did miss it. Do you think him coming in against Chelsea is going to give us something that says against that game? Yes.
Big player. That is what Arsenal needs.
Yes.
At the moment.
Wow, Aubameyang is not scored any goal in the preseason of friendlies we've seen so far. Is that something that we should be worried about going into this game?
You can't judge him by that because we've seen him many seasons being consistent. Even in his bad season, which was last season.
Yes.
He scored how many goals? More than 10.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good return for a top striker. Double digits.
But when you look at Aubameyang, I mean, well, we'll say that he had a lot of difficulties for last season.
Yeah, last season was not good for him.
It was not good for him. Where he had family problems. He came in again, got malaria as well. And he's starting this season again with, well, what Arteta said was coronavirus. But also there are people saying that, well, he wasn't feeling okay. So coming into this game for Chelsea, do you think this is going to be his first game? Should we have him as well?
Simba, Aubameyang is one player you should not doubt his potential.
Yes.
When he's good, when he's fit, can do wonders for you.
Okay.
Anytime.
Okay. Let's talk about the elephant in the room then. I want us to go back and look at the last season results, where Arsenal, even in their worst season on record, we beat you both home and away. Actually, we got 6 points from you. Yes. Do we have a thing for Chelsea? Do you think? What do you think about this game?
It's really a bad time for Chelsea to meet Arsenal.
In what perspective? In what respect? For Arsenal or for Chelsea?
For Chelsea. Because when Arsenal is at their low moments, they trouble Chelsea so much.
Yes.
But I tend to think this season might be different.
Yes.
We've not had Chelsea losing back-to-back seasons in so long time.
Yes.
So I don't think they'll take it again to lose home and away to Arsenal. These teams are very closely contested. If you look at their previous seasons, if Chelsea wins home, probably Arsenal wins away, and vice versa. So given that Arsenal won last season, going by the stats, going by the history, I expect Chelsea to do better this time round.
Let's talk about Arteta's philosophy. What is he working for? I will tell you what it is and you tell me whether I'm right or wrong. But as an Arsenal fan, I do know exactly what he's doing. We are not building a team that is going to challenge for top 4 this season. In fact, the best that we can do, and I'm speaking as an Arsenal fan, is get to number 6, 7. I mean, even when you look at the ranking, we start from number 7 on paper, even before we play any game this season. We are building a team that is going to give teams trouble in the next 2 to 3 seasons. Do you think that's what Arsenal needs right now? Yes. A young manager as well. Yes.
With Arteta?
Yes.
I don't think. Which philosophy?
Which philosophy? Have young players. We have talent, don't we?
Has no
we have talent.
Which system does he play?
Look at Martinelli. Look at Lokanga Sambi. Look at all the. Look at Saka. Look at Smith Rowe.
Which system does Arteta play?
Building up the team that we have right now.
Talk of Klopp.
Yes.
You can identify him with 4-3-3.
But when you're building something, you're also building that system.
You need to have a consistent
that identity is going to come from him building the team right now for the next 2-3 seasons.
So what is the identity? What's the identity?
Go back to what we used to be, ball boys.
Talk of Tuchel.
Yes.
3-4-3.
Yes.
Talk of Solskjaer. He plays 4-2-3-1. Consistent with their philosophy.
That's what we're getting in. That's what we're getting in players like Martin Odegaard right now. Or coming in to give us that identity, because they're preferred as creative players in Arsenal. Is that what it is?
It's really going to take time, and I don't know if Arsenal are going to keep patience in Arteta.
Yes.
It's going to be very tough. If they have to win, they need to get a coach.
Here's one thing that I know. It is this season. Arsenal have spent 129 million, and they fears they might spend more. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It's this season that Arteta has to prove that something is working out. This something that is working out is not a trophy. It is a system. It's the identity that we're looking for. Can we cross over to Chelsea, man?
Simba.
Let's cross over to Chelsea.
Okay. Let me assure you one thing before we go.
Yes.
Arteta signed quantity over quality.
Quality. Yes. That's fine. That's it. It's quality. A talent.
Quantity.
It's talent. Yeah. All right. Throw Chelsea at me. All right. We'll cross over to you with Chelsea.
Now, Chelsea, we have a big factor here. we have the missing piece.
What's that? Lukaku. I know you want to talk about Lukaku.
Lukaku, the striker. I just want to believe that was the missing piece that Chelsea was lacking.
And that's a fact, isn't it? I'll support you in this sense. That's a fact indeed. You can talk about Jorginho being your top scorer in a club that is won Champions League and wants to challenge for Premier League. Here's the thing. You're not going to retain Champions League. That's a fact. Chelsea fans, get ready for that. But if Lukaku comes in and clicks, and we're waiting, and hopefully he's going to play against Arsenal and come in as a sub, hopefully, isn't it? If he comes in and clicks, then fine. You're challenging for the Premier League.
Okay. We have Lukaku, but at the same time, when Lukaku comes in, we have a casualty. That is Tammy Abraham.
Tammy Abraham.
Yeah, top striker 2 seasons.
Let me ask you.
Top scorer.
Let me ask you a question. Are you happy that now Tammy Abraham is playing for Roma?
No, I'm not happy.
Why?
As a Chelsea fan, I'm not happy.
Why?
We've lost one of our best strikers for the last 2 seasons. He stood with Chelsea when they needed somebody to score for them.
Yes.
I think the team should have kept him.
This is I think about it. This is how Tuchel should have gone about it. You have Werner, fine, came in, big money player. I mean, if you remember before he came over to Chelsea, he was hitting goals left, right, and center. This is what he would have done. Keep both Tammy and Werner. Give them a target. I mean, whoever doesn't get to 15 goals or 10 goals this season, you're stepping out. Then next season, start with whoever meets that target. Because now I feel like Tammy is going to come good for Roma. I mean, it's proven. It's proven. I mean, for somebody that young to score 26 goals in 40 games for Aston Villa is somebody who's going to come good. So why let him go?
It's possible in the coming years.
Yes.
He's going to be a good striker. But at the same time, now we have to look at Tuchel's philosophy. That is what was
what is Tuchel's philosophy?
Tuchel plays a 3-4-3. Basically, he's more defensive and now attacking on the breaks. That is what got Tammy out of Chelsea, because he feels Tammy is not able to suit into his style. He wants those very fast players, players who can play teamwork, who can defend at the same time. Even if they're attackers, they can also defend and help the team. Would you say? But
I mean, you guys also let Giroud go as well. I mean, a big mistake as well. Would you say that Tammy and Giroud's time were the same?
Who?
Tammy and Giroud. Yeah, they were the same. The time was the same.
Okay, somehow Giroud, yes. But for Tammy is a typical number 9. Poacher, stays in the box, waits to score. That's all.
All right. Another area that I want us to look at when it comes to Chelsea's perspective is that we do have 2 of your players that have been nominated in UEFA's Player of the Year. N'Golo Kante, do you expect him to perform at the same level that he performed last season for Chelsea?
Big motivation.
Yes.
For Chelsea, we haven't had such nominations for a very long time. Also, it's not been able to have a midfielder in that bracket. The first time we don't have a striker, we don't have a Ronaldo, Messi, or who in that position. It should be a very big motivation for these 2 guys to perform ahead of the season. Should be able to get them into the bracket of winning the Ballon d'Or.
What do you think? What pressure is N'Golo Kante riding with this season? He has to perform and be UEFA's Player of the Year, or is going to perform for Chelsea to challenge for the Premier League?
I think for N'Golo, he has won so many team accolades.
Yes.
It's time for him now to win an individual trophy.
Jorginho
is there. We have to wait and see.
But we have to wait and see. But do you think that what makes us talk about Jorginho? Let's talk that for a moment. I feel like some people would say, well, there are so many players who performed way better than Jorginho. Is it because Chelsea won Champions League?
No.
And their team also won the Euros.
Jorginho has been very consistent.
Yes.
For this one season, for Chelsea and for Italy. Yeah, they won the Euros. When he was at Chelsea, top scorer, 7 goals. From midfield position.
Those are the goals. 7 goals.
Yes.
7 goals.
From midfield position, playing a number 6.
Yes.
It's not easy. It's not easy. So he stood up for Chelsea at that moment. All
right. Another area that we got to talk about, since we're looking forward to this game, is what did Chelsea take away from Arsenal last season? I mean, they lost both home and away. Do you think Tuchel is looking at it saying, why did we lose?
He should be doing that. He should be leaking.
And why do we normally beat you when we are at our worst?
I tend to think like in the first leg,
yes,
so much to do with the manager's approach of the game, not psyching up players, going into the game knowing that he's going to beat Arsenal before he gets the points. You see, that's a big factor that needs big motivation, big character from a manager to get that win. Telling the players, you know what, you haven't won before you step in the field. You need to play and win.
All right, so let's gauge then where we are, especially when it comes to our chances in this game. What do you think Arsenal's chances are against Chelsea?
Arsenal's chances are if they score fast.
If they score fast, but would you say that our defense is not really that good compared to your defense? Because even if we score fast, you might score us
No,
back.
we might, but Chelsea tends to struggle when they're coming a goal down.
Yes.
So if Arsenal is able to score fast, they have a cutting edge. If Chelsea scores fast, Arsenal are in problems, because you did see the pre-season.
Yes.
Yeah, 2-0, and Arsenal were only able to score a goal back.
Give me your prediction. Arsenal versus Chelsea, what do you expect us to be?
Closely contested. I think Chelsea 2-1.
Here's the thing. I will not cry. I will not blame anybody if Arsenal loses 4-1 to Chelsea. That's my prediction.
We have to wait and see, but I know it's a Chelsea win, closely contested.
Fantastic. Now, that's exactly what our thoughts are on this Arsenal versus Chelsea biggest game of the weekend. Guess what? Let's watch it together. And after that, you can come back here and see exactly who was right between Shalenja and I on exactly what chances Arsenal have versus Chelsea. And remember, subscribe and comment. That's what we need from you.